He's going to require 3 to 4 months of rehab after undergoing back surgery for pain in a herniated disc. Remember, Simmons never played for Brooklyn after being acquired in a trade for James Harden this spring. But sources expect him to be ready, fully recovered for training camp in the fall. Shannon, break this down for us. What do you think all this means?
Two things can be true. He was dealing with something mentally. He was dealing with something physically. Skip, how the hell they expect the man to play last week when he's having back surgery this week?
What was that all about?
Thank you. That was
just coming from the team?
The team put pressure.
Force him?
Yes, put pressure on him. Because there's no possible way this man could have played a game if he's going to have back surgery a week later. No possible way. It's like, oh, yeah, he's shown improvement. Yeah, game 3 or 4, stop. He needs to get right mentally, because I believe that physically the back surgery skill will alleviate a lot of the pain physically. But it doesn't matter how healthy his back is. It doesn't matter about anything else other than this. Once he gets that right, get his mindset, so you know what, I'm going to attack this rehab process. I'm going to come back better, stronger, faster than I was. I'm going to work on my shot. I'm going to work on my game, get back in that space. He'll be fine. But this notion that, oh, nah, Ben's just weak. No. Trust me. Skip, you know, back surgery is the last resort. Normally people, they try to give you, okay, let's try rehab. Let's try physical therapy. Let's see how that works out, and we can go from there. We'll check back with you in a week or two. When people start having surgery, that's the last resort.
I agree.
So for this man
and it often doesn't work out. Go ahead.
And you know how backs are. I don't know if anybody's ever had a bad back. I've had a bad back, had a couple of times. I've had a wife had to get epidurals.
Likewise.
If his back was, if he had a herniated disc, there was no possible way. I don't care. Nobody's playing with no herniated disc in their back for no game of basketball, because it requires you to be in a chair to move side to side. And when you got that bad back, man, you still for the fence post. So I believe Ben had a lot of things going on. Hopefully this will alleviate the physical, but Skip, we still got to get past that mental part.
First question is, how exactly did he herniate a disc? He's not even been playing basketball for a year. I don't know what happened. Was he lifting weight wrong or something, or picked up something at home? Sometimes you can pick up your dog wrong, and that's the end of that. Okay. When I first heard this news, I was pretty surprised by it, but it was a hopeful development to me, because it did indicate there was something issue that was actually going on, because there was
people thought the man was faking.
Well, there was a story a week ago that indicated that even he had indicated to the Nets in a private meeting that the mental issue was triggering the back issue.
Right.
Well, that's called psychosomatic, where your mental problem, your issues are actually manifesting themselves in some sort of physical injury that isn't really there.
Right.
It's triggering pain that really doesn't exist.
Right.
Well, this exists. If you got a microdiscectomy, Tiger's had a couple of them. It's no fun. It's no small thing, but they've gotten so good at it that they can usually go in. It's got a bump in it. You know, it's like a tire with a bump in it, and you got to puncture the bump and smooth it off so that it's not hitting into your nerves anymore. Well, sometimes this surgery, most of the time, I would say, can be moderately successful. Moderately successful.
You know, sometimes them backs, man, that thing have that pain going down your leg get numb. You can't sit, you can't sit down, you can't stand up. There is no position that's comfortable.
You can't stand it. You just can't stand it. It's horrendous. It's the worst pain on earth to me. I guess teeth pain can be pretty bad.
That toothache.
All right. The point is, hopefully for him, if he gets the back fixed, it will help him fix the mental. And yet, in the end, it's all about the mental, and I can't even speak to it because I have no idea what's going on with the mental. But at least, because he's only 25 years of age, and I keep saying he's 25 going on 23 because he just hasn't played a lot of basketball. He missed his first year, and now he's missed all another year. He's still only 25. He's a fairly fresh 25. I still like the Nets' chances of winning this trade more than the Sixers' chances, because once again last night, we watched or tried to watch James Harden hide from pressure, hide from the basketball, and he took 15 shots, which was up a little bit from the first game. And he did score 20 points, but if you look at the fourth quarter box, when they had a chance to make a run, he was 0 for 3 in the fourth quarter and scored 2 points.
Yeah,
well, my biggest takeaway from watching James Harden last night was Tyrese Maxey. If I hadn't known better, I would say Maxey is more of the max player than James Harden. Is he not quicker than James? Is he not more explosive than James? Does he not fight harder and play harder than James? Yep.
You're not winning a game when James Harden is your third leading scorer and he's supposed to be your second best player. But back to this, Skip. Until Ben is fully healthy, that's the only way that we can properly evaluate this trade. It's hard to say, well, the Nets have won the trade. What if Ben Simmons doesn't play again?
I don't know. There's a chance he won't play.
Exactly.
I agree.
So he, excuse me. But Skip, he's at a crossroad in his career, though. He's going to have to, at some point in time, he's going to have to get back on the floor. He's going to have to get over whatever he needs to get over. And then we can properly and fully evaluate, okay, Skip, you're right, Brooklyn won the trade. Or, I don't know, Skip, because neither one of them has lived up to what we thought they were going to be for the other team.
No, I agree. So now James Harden is going to have to go, quote unquote, home to Philly. And from our friend Chris Haynes' report on TNT last night, Joel Embiid, that he couldn't even look at his phone because the light was too bright because he's had a concussion.
Right.
You know, you've been through this, right?
I had a fracture. Now, they said I got surgery like a week after mine. I had what they call, Skip, a complete orbital blowout. It was the doctor described it as me as like, Shannon, if you were in a bar fight and somebody kicked you in your eye with a boot. My whole wall was completely gone. My eye had dropped like 3 millimeters. So I don't know.
It was friendly fire from your own teammate.
Marks Lorel. I'm blocking down. I'm doubling on a combo block with the tackle. He's pulling around, and I got, I had a wide receiver face mask that I kept. And in the process of him pulling around, his fist goes right through my face mask, hits me right in my eye, and blow my eye socket out.
Did you know you were that hurt immediately?
I knew it immediately. Okay. It felt like my face exploded. Skip, I had injury, Skip. I knew immediately. When I broke my collarbone, Steve Antonopoulos came on the field, He's like, what's wrong, Sharpie? I said, I broke my collarbone. He stuck his hand in front of my pad. He felt the bump. Yep. He's like, Sharpie, what's wrong? I said, it ain't good.
Okay, so from what you know about the orbital fracture, can Joel play in game 3 or 4? You're dubious and doubtful about that one, right?
I am, Skip, but I don't know if he has a blowout. Maybe he just has a small crack in it. You put a mask on. But Skip, you know how to Skip. We going for balls. Heads collide. I couldn't play. They wouldn't let me risk it, even though I had a helmet on. I had to wear a shield for the entire year, the following year.
Yep.
It's a very serious injury. But like I said, I don't know to an extent. I had a complete orbital blowout. Maybe he just has a small crack in his, but it doesn't feel good. And yes, Skip, the light. I had to have my eyes sewn shut for a complete week, so it was tough. It's a tough injury to come back from.
I'm going to doubt Joel will be able to play game 3,
yes,
which means pressure ratchets up on one James Harden, or at least the guy who used to be James Harden, because you don't think he'll get booed off the floor.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. He better, Skip. He better come out and give him a third. Skip, this 12 straight games he scored less than 25 points in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's not the James. But even Skip, even when he was James Harden, he didn't perform to the level in the playoffs that we expected from him. When he's averaging 36, he's averaging 34. They're like, well, damn, James, why can't you do? Because they officiate the games different. They let you get away with stuff. They let you the fouls that the ticky-tack stuff that he was getting called. They're not gonna call it.
He's had so many disappearing acts, and this effectively is yet another, because there's no Joel, and all of a sudden he wound up on the hottest seat.
Well, without that step back 3 going, Skip, there's no reason for you to hug up on him, and so now he can't get by people.
So you like my Heat more and more?
Skip, I like the Heat, but if Joel Embiid was there, they could make this a series, because Miami is a small team. They're deep, they're talented, but they're really small. They ain't got, Bam, how tall is Bam? What, 6'8"? You say 6'8"?
He's listed at 9, but I don't think he goes that.
Yeah.
Maybe, flat-footed without his socks on. Maybe he's
6'7.5", 6'8".
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is 7'2". What are they going to do?
Yeah.
But they got to.
They got Dwayne Dedman. You laugh, but he's been around, and he's 7 feet tall. He's been playing a lot.
Well, how about this? How about James Harden give them 34? Let Tyrese Maxey chip in with 22. Tobias Harris do.
I would love to see that.
That's what it is.
Yep.
But if you get Joel Embiid, but you need Danny Green. Did you see what Danny Green did last night?
Well, he's done that to me 100 times when he was a Spur.
What you think he did to the Lakers?
I know, he did. And yet, one finals back in 2013, he set the all-time finals record for made threes.
He couldn't miss. Him and Patty Mills, Skip, they couldn't miss.
Okay, that was 2013, not 14.
Yeah, 14.
You're talking about 14.
Oh, yeah, 14.
But in 13, he set the record.
Yes, that was the one who won. They ended up losing that one. But Danny Green, Skip, 1 of 9 from 3.
That's Danny Green.
And they were bricks, too. I mean, it wasn't like, they're like, oh, man, that thing was in and out.
And in game 3, he's liable to go 9 of 10. He is.
He has that, yes.
Yep. Good luck.
Doc says it is still a wait.